And if you don't want to see that worth, that is fine, but please get out of the queue so that somebody who does see my worth gets a chance of giving me the happiness that I deserve. If they wanted to, they would. If they don't want to, let them. If they don't want to text you back, let them. If they don't want to call you back, let them. If they're not going to text you back, the last thing you should be thinking about is posting an Instagram story to try and get their attention to trigger them to message you back. Hello guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much. So I'm going to address the elephant in the room, which is that I am sat in a dressing gown right now. It is freezing. I have got the most yellow, warm lights in this bedroom, and I don't know if you can tell, this is giving ice cold, ice queen, very blue vibes. It is so cold and gloomy outside that I got changed back into my dressing gown for this video because I wanted to feel comfy and just catch up with you guys on a very important topic. Because I never thought I was going to be the type of girl to make videos on mastering single life, mastering being on your own, mastering the art of detachment. Here I am, and I honestly am really enjoying making this content. I'm going through it myself as well, and I feel like when you are going through these journeys yourself, it really helps being able to create content on it, to remain accountable, to guide other people through it as well whilst you're on your journey, and people can experience that as well. So make sure to connect with me on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't already, and also make sure to subscribe on this channel because I actually have a giveaway running at the moment. One of the requirements is to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and you can win an Apple MacBook and lots of other goodies as well. The post is on Instagram, so make sure to check it out. It's the pinned post until the end of November, and you might be able to win. It's available for anyone to enter, and I'd obviously love to have you around here as well if this is your kind of topic. So let's get into the video. Now, like I said, I definitely never thought I was going to be someone to make this kind of video on mastering the art of detachment, but as somebody that definitely is, number one, an anxious attachment style, and number two, I definitely have tendencies to codepend on people, on relationships, on friends, on big characters, big relationships in my life. I have a tendency to codepend. And I also have a tendency to place my worth in other people's hands through the attachment. Now, one thing that I've definitely learned is we need to stop doing that, okay? And we're all grown women around here. If there has been things from childhood that affects the way that we attach to people, that is definitely something to discuss with a therapist, something to really work through, and unfortunately not something I can give too many opinions or tips on as somebody that's going through it herself. But we must master the art of detachment and not placing our worthiness, our deservingness, our love and ability to receive love in other people's hands. And I find that if I'm doing this, there's probably a lot of other girls that do this as well, which is putting your worth in somebody else's hands and letting that consume you. Whether this person texts you, whether this person responds to you, whether they give you what you need, rather than us being able to simply say, that's on them. We're the first to look in the mirror and wonder what's wrong with ourselves. What have we done wrong? Did we send the last text in a really bad tone and they've not wanted to respond? Have we done something to upset them because they've not called back? Rather than just being able to rationally look at that and think, they just haven't texted back. They just haven't called back. They're not the type of person that has the ability to give me what I need, and that's okay. I'll find somebody that will. We're first to look at ourselves and wonder what's wrong with ourselves and why we're so unlovable. And I truly believe that mastering the art of detachment will help us all heal this and actually focus on loving number one, which is us. Now, my first tip with mastering the art of detachment is not chasing anybody. We do not need to beg people to come and have a seat at our table when we built this table ourselves. We're not begging people to pull up a chair. We're not begging people to stay around, and we're definitely not chasing them. We should be so focused on our own lives, on our own happiness, our own hobbies, our routines, our careers, our jobs, everything else, that we don't have time to wonder where that person's going. They're either here or they're not. And I'm saying this as someone that sounds like she's mastered it. I'm working on it. But we are not chasing. And it is as simple as we don't chase, we attract. Because when you are so focused on you and loving yourself and giving yourself the love, the energy that you desire from elsewhere, you are naturally going to be a better match to attract that into your life than constantly chasing it and trying to find it everywhere and hoping that somebody else is going to give you it. Nobody is going to fully fulfill that hole that we have. We have to do it ourselves, because we are going to be constantly disappointed expecting this from other people and having really high expectations of what they can deliver, when actually we need to be practicing it ourselves, and we need to be giving ourselves this love ourselves. Another thing that we're going to do is we are going to let people, we are just going to let them do it. Okay, we're going to let it be, and we're going to let them do whatever they want. And this is one thing that I am committed to mastering, is letting people act how they want to act. And I just sit back and observe, because I have spent 10 years of my teen to adult life trying to teach people how to treat me, trying to, I guess, manipulate situations as well out of fear that I'm losing someone or feeling like I need to lean in because they're pulling back. Let them do what they're gonna do, because I can tell you, it doesn't matter what games you play, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay, they might play and reciprocate the game every now and again. It might give you a temporary hit. It might make you feel good in the moment. It's not sustainable, and it's not going to get you very far. We need to let these people just do what they're going to do. If they're not going to text you back, the last thing you should be thinking about is posting an Instagram story to try and get their attention to trigger them to message you back. You should be focusing on your day. You should be cracking on with whatever's on your to-do list, because they have made that decision. And I feel like in this era of dating, of life, we tend to make excuses. And if you're a lover girl like me, I love a good excuse. I love excusing bad behavior because they got caught up at work. They don't really go on their phone that much. Let me tell you, if they wanted to, they would. If they don't want to, let them. If they don't want to text you back, let them. If they don't want to call you back, let them. It's not for us to try and control. And again, I think so many of us are so desperate for that acceptance and that validation from someone that we'll chase it. We don't actually just let people crack on. When they pull back, we pull in. And actually, the best thing you can do is sit back and observe, because we are not trying to teach people how to treat us in 2023 onwards, okay? Because so many of us, I know, are exhausted of having to do both sides of the relationship. Be the woman, but also teach the man how to be a man. Also teach them how to look after us. Also teach them on what we expect and what we want. And whilst there is something in communicating what we expect and our expectations, our wants and desires, having to teach someone how to just text back or how to call or what not to do all of the time, it's exhausting. And if they wanted to, they would. It's been a tough pill that I've had to swallow recently, because I've made a lot of excuses over the past couple of years as to why my last situation never progressed into like an official boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It was as simple as, if he wanted to, he would. He's not doing it. Simple. Sometimes it's black and white, and we like to make it all multicolored and draw lots of pictures around it to disguise the fact of what it actually is, okay? And this is a really tough pill for me to swallow as well, but I know that if I'm on this journey, I can help you guys too. And like I said, with just letting people act how they're gonna act, it is not our job to teach people, okay? It's not our job to teach people how to act right, how to treat people. That's not our job. That is something that they need to go and get right on their own. And if you're the right person for me, we might find each other later on in life, but I am not about to spend my time teaching somebody else how to act and treat me when I'm just not doing it. And this is something that we also need to understand in giving that love back to ourselves, is the way that we treat ourselves will be a direct mirror on the expectation for other people and how to treat us. I've definitely learned to just watch my mouth with the way that I put myself down, the way that I underplay my achievements, the way that I do things to stroke other people's ego. That's not for me to do anymore. I'm gonna be who I am, and if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. Because so many of us try and like fit the narrative to fit the situation, if you know what I mean. If someone's saying that they're not quite into that, we can flex that a little bit. No, I am who I am. The way I treat myself, the way I look after myself is going to be the standard that I set for how everybody else treats me nowadays. Because I'm actually, don't know if you can tell, I'm kind of bored of putting my energy into people that they don't deserve it. the next thing that we're gonna do is understand and affirm this, girls. Every day, if you need to do this in front of the mirror, it is an honor to be with me. And so many of us put people on a pedestal where we feel like we're the ones below them. We put them above us. We make ourselves feel smaller. We put them on a pedestal and make them seem like the best thing ever, and then forget about ourselves. Girls, it is an honor to be with you. And I think so many of us forget that when we start getting feelings for somebody, because we put them on this pedestal and we automatically say that they are bigger or better than us and that they're up here and we're here. We're already doing the sabotage to ourselves and our self-worth by thinking that we're not good enough to be with them. It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be with me, and I know that. And if you don't want to see that worth, that is fine, but please get out of the queue so that somebody who does see my worth gets a chance of giving me the happiness that I deserve, because we are not wasting our time compromising, having to validate ourselves, having to negotiate our worth with people. If you don't see it, that's okay, because somebody else is going to see it, and we need to remain glued to this narrative that it is an honor to be with us, okay? It really, really is. And if you don't quite believe that statement, this is really where a lot of the self-work needs to be done, in you finding that worthiness and deservingness in yourself, you finding that love within yourself, and giving yourself everything that you desire from somebody else first, because no one can ever fill that hole fully, because we're the only ones that we're guaranteed to spend the rest of our lives with. We need to make sure that we've got all of the tools to do that for ourselves, okay? Another thing that I want us all to do going forward is constantly pause and assess. So many of us, especially my lover girls, we get carried away in a situation, we romanticize it, we maybe make it even seem a lot better than what it actually is in our heads. We start getting excited over basic things, such as holding the door open, such as paying for the bill, such as reassuring us. We start romanticizing and being overly grateful for the stuff that we should have as a bare minimum, okay? And my biggest tip is to learn to pause and assess. I think so often we're so focused on keeping people in our lives, and again, this is more for my girlies who get attached really easily. We're trying to control it. We're trying to make sure that this person stays in our life and doesn't leave. Just pause and assess, because I can guarantee if you get in the habit of pausing and assessing, does this person actually meet my needs? Is this person actually as great as my mind is playing this story out to be? Is this person actually fulfilling my needs? I don't know if you girlies have written down a dream man list, but I have done. I've written it many years in a row of my non-negotiables, the type of man that I want in my life, the type of things that he does, the things that he's open to. If I'm not pausing and assessing that list in all of the new people that I'm going to meet, somebody come and tell me to take this video down, because I am really committing to myself that I'm going to pause a lot more and just assess the relationships, the potential relationships, and assess, is it giving me what I deserve? Is it adding value to my life? Is it taking away happiness? Is it consuming me? Am I starting to get overly worried when they're not responding or their energy changes? Because that's not for me to control anymore, okay? My role is to maintain my standards, maintain me being a good person and doing everything that I said that I was going to do. And what that person does is up to them. If they align and if we work together, amazing. If not, let them be. Let them do what they're going to do, because they're going to do it anyway. I promise you. They are going to do what they're going to do anyway. And another thing, we have got to give people freedom. Okay, and like I've said, I've referenced it a few times about this control element and this really need to feel validated and need for them to stick around, and we don't want to lose these people, and we maybe do tactics, or we try do things, or we try be the cool girl and play along with things that we don't really like. Give them freedom to do what they want, okay? Because I can guarantee when you give people freedom to do what they want and they know that they've got that freedom to make that decision, whatever decision they make is the one they wanted to do, yeah? And I know for me, I never want to be that girl where my man is coming home and saying to his friends, oh, you know what the missus is like, she won't let me do that, I can't do that because of the missus. No, that's not the kind of wife I'm going to be. That's not the kind of girl that I'm going to be. I'm going to give you freedom, but if you make decisions that just don't align with me, we're not really going to be for each other. But I'm never going to tell you what you can and can't do. I'm never going to be telling you that you can't do these things. I'm going to pause, sit back, observe, and let you do that. Okay, I'm going to give you the freedom to do what you want, and you're going to give me the answer of what it is that you actually want. And I think so many of us, when we start to get feelings, when we start to like someone, when we start to see it progressing, I think that attachment kicks into overdrive and we're trying to protect it. It's a survival mechanism. We don't want to lose that relationship out of our life. We want to protect it. It's making you feel good. It's validating you. It's boosting your ego. It's maybe making you feel a little bit safe. But then once we start getting the signals of something rocking the boat, the energy switches up. Maybe you're not getting texts as often as you used to. We end up going into this like protective, like survival, I must protect this relationship, I'm gonna lose it. We need to just practice the art of just giving that person freedom to do what they want, because I don't want someone where I'm the last thought on their mind, everything else took priority, and then they thought about texting me. That's not the kind of person that I want. I know. Okay, I have officially lost light. My camera did die whilst I was on the give them freedom point, I think, and it was about giving other people freedom to make their decisions. The only thing you need to focus on is you. And whilst my camera died, I actually did a few TikToks, so I definitely recommend checking me out on there. You don't have to, because I'll probably bring the value over to YouTube, but I really hope this helped. I know it's been cut a little bit short, but I know I'm losing the light by the second. And yeah, I just wanted to really support the girlies who need to focus on us, because in the TikTok that I just did, I was speaking about upgrading in other areas of your life and giving yourself the focus back to you. And it made me think, if you can sit and write down a list of things that you can focus on for yourself, like a list of maybe career, finances, love, health, wealth, whatever it is, if you can write a list of things that you need to focus on for you, why are we giving our energy to all these other people when we can write a whole list of things that we need to focus on for ourselves? Like, we need to give that love back to us, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I'm going to love you guys and leave you. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Let me know if there's any videos you want to see, because I want to give you guys content that you're actually going to want to see. And don't forget to stick around in this community. I'll leave all my links down below if you want to come join us in the membership. We're going to do Now or Never November and do a real big glow up challenge together. There's going to be some training in there as well. Yeah, don't forget to enter the giveaway as well. So thank you so much for watching. Apologies it's been a little bit cut short at the end, but hopefully you guys still got the value you wanted to get out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.